going into this, they only announced like 5 or 6 people. Like it was very, very limited amount of people were confirmed to be in this.
More of a surprise.
Yeah, actually, that turned out to not be so bad. I was kind of confused by it somewhat at first, but now that I think about it, it actually kind of worked out. I think with the men's one, there's just so many of them, like they couldn't do something like that. This they could kind of get away with it a little bit more.
Yeah.
Then number 3 would be Mighty Molly. That's a surprise entry. Then
yeah, it was. It was.
And number 4, we'd have Nikki Cross.
Yeah, try to help Alexa Bliss and all that.
Mm-hmm. The number 5 would be Lana. This would be pretty short-lived. She'd come down to the ring, cutting a promo, talking about Bobby, and
it was.
It's really weird because like I've gone on Twitter and stuff, and I read what people say. It's like most of like what I read from my timeline and stuff is like it's like still negative stuff about this angle and stuff, but I get that feeling that somewhere out there's got to be some people who really like this because this is just, I don't know. I mean, I get at the end of the day they do whatever they want and like they run whatever angles they feel is like best suited for, or whatever I guess Vince likes the best. But I don't know, man. Some people must be enjoying this because it is kind of wild, and some people like wild, crazy angles like this. Not necessarily for me, but so then. Liv Morgan would enter next, and then, of course, Lana would be the first eliminated from this. She'd be eliminated by Liv Morgan, and then while she had her back turned, Lana would eliminate her next, so they would be the first 2 out of this match. And then also, in between Lana and Liv Morgan, number 6, Mercedes Martinez would enter.
Yeah, it was cool to see her.
Yeah, it was cool to see her, so that was a surprise entry. A longtime veteran of the industry, finally getting her opportunity to be a part of WWE. So that's pretty cool. Number 8 would be Mandy Rose. She would enter. Number 9 would be Candice LeRae. Number 10 would be Sonya Deville.
Let's talk about Mandy for a second. She had a spot that I thought was hilarious.
Oh, yes. Has been mentioned.
And Otis was literally lying on the floor.
Yeah. So he must have been under the ring the whole time.
Yeah, thank God he's happy the women didn't have the main event, that's for sure. But
oh yeah, can you imagine?
That's some take crap right there.
I know, I don't know how you do that, man.
Sitting on it for 3 hours waiting to pop up, but
yeah.
It's honestly the type of thing where I thought it was cool. I thought it was a cool spot there. I just thought it was funny. Wanted to mention it. And then, interestingly enough, because you mentioned Sonya coming in, I actually am interested in the storyline because they had the point where Sonya kind of cost Mandy the match.
Uh-huh.
And herself. And
yeah, because she hit her off the apron.
I'm kind of interested to see where this is going.
Yeah. Well, this is this has been an interesting angle. I don't mind it. It's intriguing, I guess you could say. I have no issues with it. Then one thing to point out here is Bianca Belair would actually score 7 eliminations during this.
The most ever for a woman for someone participating in a women's Royal Rumble.
Yeah, so very impressive performance. 11 would be Kairi Sane. She'd enter. Alexa Bliss would eliminate her, and she did not last in there very long at all. I also noticed that very, very early on in this Rumble that they really didn't make a lot of eliminations right away. Like they actually let a lot of people get in there, which I actually kind of like because
you could not say the same for the men's.
No, that's for sure. But because I don't know what it is. It's just whenever there's the Royal Rumble match, I always like when they just get a whole bunch of people in there and it just piles up and it's just chaos. I don't know what it is. I just like it. But 12 would be Mia Yim from NXT. Number 13 would be Dana Brooke. Tamina would be number 14. This would be her first appearance in quite some time.
And her last.
Alexa Bliss also, probably to note here, she actually had quite a few eliminations as well.
Yeah, she was in there for a lot longer than I thought she would be. Besides Bianca, she had one of the best showings, but She's good. I just thought that, in my opinion, this match, like I said, I loved it. The beginning of it, the middle of it. I wasn't thrilled with the end, but overall, I just want to say that I thought this was a really good match. A Royal Rumble in general. I thought it was better than last year's.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah, I would agree. I remember I saw some people on Twitter. I checked in between the match. Some people thought that you could argue that this may, of the three that they've done, this being the third annual, some people could argue that they thought this could have been the best of the three women's Royal Rumble matches. Definitely, this is... The first one was very star-studded, and there's a lot of surprises and stuff, but this is definitely better than the second one. That's 100% sure, for sure.
I think the problem with the second one was it was probably the most predictable Rumble in history.
Yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong. The moment where Becky came out there, she got that pop, and they let her in the match. That was great. But outside of that and her winning, yeah, it wasn't the best. It wasn't bad, but yeah. And then 15 would be Dakota Kai. Yeah, she was not in there very long either. Didn't even get in eliminations. I thought that was kind of uneventful because she's in a. She's in a.
Going to come in when she was in. They were going to have a big.
Yeah, that would have been cool. That would have been cool because I like that feud actually. Like her heel turn on Tegan Nox in a lot of ways reminds me of it reminds me of the Ciampa and Gargano feud, especially with that heel turn. It was just so unexpected and came out of absolutely nowhere. That's kind of what it reminded me of.
Yeah, for sure. And they did more with that at TakeOver on a Saturday.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, with Worlds Collide.
Mm-hmm. But getting back to the Rumble, I actually thought that was really uneventful and kind of weird, to be honest.
Yeah, because I'm into because I see some potential in her too. But then 16 would be Chelsea Green, and you want to talk about someone who didn't really have much of a showing in here, and they got rid of her very quickly.
I was actually excited to see her too.
I was too.
Tony Khan.
That is what he looks like, doesn't it?
Well, didn't Meltzer say that it's a rib on Khan? Is he the character that's that?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah, you could tell too. Yeah. Good old Robbie E. So then, she'd get one elimination because she actually was the one who eliminated Dakota Kai. Then Chelsea Green would then be eliminated right after that by Alexa Bliss. And number 17 would be Charlotte Flair. Number 18 would be Naomi, who she made a return. Hadn't seen her in quite some time. That was nice to see her back.
That's cool. Yeah, she had a really cool spot.
Yeah, she'd do the John Morrison-like spot, landing on the barricade and avoiding elimination, of course. The Morrison spot.
She didn't really need to do it when she ran down the steps.
Uh-huh.
It was just kind of weird, but it was a really cool spot.
Yeah, it took her a while to get back in there, too.
She wasn't an idiot where she just stayed outside the ring and said, I'm going to wait for people to get eliminated, then come back in.
True. Of course, that Morrison spot was from the 2011 Royal Rumble, which Joe and I did for our latest edition of JNC Rewind. Be sure to check that out if you haven't already. Had to get that cheap plug in. Then number 19, another surprise entry, Beth Phoenix. Always great to see Beth.
She had a really good showing.
Yeah. See, she looks like she could actually still
Did you see how bad she got busted open, though?
Yeah, that was... Yeah, she had a bad cut during this. But yeah, she kept going.
Beth is one of those rare people where I know she's retired, she's older, but I think she could come back and be full-time and still be good.
I know she looks like she's in great shape. She looks great when she's in the Rumble.
She has kids.
Yeah, she has a family, and so completely understandable. And she is a Hall of Famer. So she had a very good career, but always great to see her, though, nonetheless.
Yeah, for sure.
Number 20 was Toni Storm from NXT UK.
Love Toni Storm.
Yes. She, of course, was against Rhea Ripley the previous night at Worlds Collide in the NXT Women's Title match.
If you haven't checked that out yet, no, you should. Absolutely great show.
Yeah, it was so awesome. And you knew it would be, but it's like
NXT's always awesome.
Yeah, but I also dig the NXT UK brand as well.
Yeah, for sure.
So, yeah. So when I saw that, I'm like, yeah, this is a must. Then next we have another surprise entry. We'd have Kelly at number 21.
Yep.
And number 22, we'd have Sarah Logan. And another person who really didn't do much in there. But then number 23, we'd have Natalya. Of course, later on, we'd have a little reunion between Natalya and Beth Phoenix. Of course, very close friends.
They were together for a long time.
Yes.
In the Rumble, in this Rumble, they did. They were actually, which was interesting. It's so funny. Even though it's a women's Royal Rumble, I was kind of half paying attention at that point. Every time I hear Natalya's theme, I think it's Bret Hart.
Well, that every once in a while, that happens to me too. I don't know what it is. It's like, yeah.
Why would it be Bret? But it's just like, maybe not in this scenario, but I just want to bring it up every time Natalya's theme comes on. I think it's Bret Hart.
That is funny though. Then number 24, we'd have another entry. We'd have Xia Li. And
from NXT.
From NXT, of course. Number 25, we'd have Zelina Vega, which is interesting seeing her here because it's not often we get to see her compete on her own because she's usually in the corner of Andrade. And don't get me wrong, I actually think she's a very good manager. I like them together. Always have.
Uh-huh.
But it's interesting whenever they get to see her wrestle because she's not bad. So.
No, she's not.
So then number 26, we had another NXT entry. We had Shotzi Blackheart. And
that was cool.
Number 27, we had Carmella. They haven't really done much with her, in recently.
In a while.
I know.
Yeah.
So
ever since she had that women's reign and everything, nothing's really happened.
Minus the R-Truth stuff.
Yeah. That wasn't it was funny. It was entertaining, but it wasn't big.
Yeah, so it's featured TV time, but
it's true. Yeah, you're right.
But then number 28, of course, we had Tegan Nox. Really surprised, actually, now that I think about it. And I'm really surprised they didn't do anything with her and Dakota Kai.
Yeah, I thought that was a waste.
They didn't have to have Dakota in there that long, but they should have. They could have kept her in there just a little longer, just so they could do that. So I'm surprised they didn't capitalize on that, actually. So then number 29, oh boy, he had Santina Marella.
This pissed me off. I was sitting there watching it with my friends, and I went, "Oh, really?"
I know that. I know that was done just for comedy or whatever. I get. What's a Royal Rumble without a little comedy, right? But yeah, but then whatever the hell. I don't know. Who cares? Santina would eliminate herself. That's what they would say. So yeah. So then at number 30, we had Shayna Baszler. Because, see, in my head at this point, I was just thinking it's going to be Ronda because I was thinking she was going to make a return there. But once I heard that music, I actually got up and I was like, oh, yes. I got super into it. I was so ready just for her to come in there and just wreak havoc. And, she did. She had quite a few eliminations here. She eliminated Naomi, Toni Storm, Beth Phoenix.
Yeah, I was so ready for her to come in. I was ready for her to come in and win. Interestingly enough, I don't know if they said anything yet, but there was no Sasha. Yeah,
because they didn't point it out. Really, I don't know if they even pointed it out at all. I just saw it on Twitter. I just saw it later on Twitter that she was unable to compete.
But interestingly enough, she comes in. I think she's going to win at that point. She was wreaking havoc in there.
Yeah, because she also eliminated Xia Li, Shotzi Blackheart, Tegan Nox.
And then, it's going good. I'm really happy because I think Shayna's about to win.
Uh-huh.
And then we get towards the end. And I actually started to get a little bit nervous because I love Charlotte. She's probably one of my top 5 wrestlers in the company, not just female, male and female combined.
Arguably the best women's wrestler in the world. In the conversation.
Too.
Yeah, she's already up there, man.
She I don't think she is, but she'll be in that conversation.
Yeah.
But we got to that point, and when it got down to just Charlotte and Shayna, I was like, this is getting interesting now. And then Shayna pulled this classic dumb move in a Royal Rumble you pull when you're about to lose.
Right.
But,
the final 4 here was, of course, Naomi, who I don't even know what shows she's actually on. She might not even actually be on a brand because she actually she wasn't around for the second draft, so I think she might actually be a free agent. So of course.